voice, active or passive. Grammar quick hitters. The ferocious dog attacked the intruder. The intruder was attacked by the ferocious dog. Both of these sentences have the same meaning. A dog attacked an intruder. However, one of them is preferred in writing. This is where verb voice comes into play. A verb's voice refers to the relationship between the subject of a sentence and the action verb. There are two voice possibilities, active or passive. Let's compare the two. Active voice is when a subject performs an action, while passive voice is when a subject receives an action. Here's what that looks like in a sentence. In this example, the subject Mike is performing the action punched. This is active voice. In the other sentence, the subject opponent is receiving the action of punched. The opponent was punched. This is passive voice. Yes, it does. Active voice is typically the preferred voice because it is more concise or clear and seen as stronger. Passive voice, on the other hand, tends to be wordier, but is accepted in certain situations. Let's look at an example. The bountiful breakfast was prepared by Mike. First, find the verb in the sentence. Was prepared. Then the subject. Breakfast. So, if this sentence is active voice, then the subject performed the action of the verb. Did breakfast prepare something? No. If it's passive voice, then the subject received the action or is acted upon. So, did breakfast get prepared? Yes. So this one is passive voice. Now, since typically we want to use active voice, let's change this sentence to active. So we want the subject of our new sentence to be the word that performs the action of the verb. What word performed the action prepared? Mike. Then what did Mike do? Prepared. So Mike prepared, and then from there, complete the rest of the sentence. Mike prepared the bountiful breakfast. There's a big tip to help identify passive voice. If you see a form of be followed by a past tense verb, the voice will be passive. For example, the class was given homework due to their behavior. In this sentence, the verb is was given. Was is a form of be, and given is past tense. That means passive voice. Let's do a quick check. Did the class give the homework, or was the work given to them? Right, the class is receiving the action, so that's passive. In the second sentence, the verb would be assigned. It is past tense, but notice there's no form of be with it, so it would be active voice. The teacher performs the action of assigned. One special note, don't be tricked by a form of be and a present tense verb, such as one with an ing ending, as these are typically active voice. For instance, the friends are dancing the night away. Are dancing would be the verb. This is a form of be, but a present tense verb. Think about it. The friends are actually performing the action, dancing. So this would be active voice. Good question. There are a few times when passive voice is encouraged. First, in scientific writing. Sometimes it's more important to draw attention to the action rather than the performer of the action. Passive voice is a good way to do this. Also, if the performer of the action is unknown or less relevant than the receiver of the action. For example, on April 14th, 1865, President Lincoln was shot in Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. This is appropriate in passive voice because President Lincoln is the relevant part of the sentence as compared to the performer of the action. Another example, my car was broken into last night. In this case, the assailant may be unknown and is also unimportant to the point being made in the sentence. Quick summary. In active voice, the subject performs the action of the verb, such as last night I texted Lily for the first time. I is the subject performing the action texted. In passive voice, the subject receives the action of the verb. Last night Lily was texted by me for the first time. Lily's the subject receiving the action. In most writing, active voice is preferred because it is more concise. To rewrite a passive voice sentence to active voice, make who or what performs the action the subject of the sentence and continue from there.